Welcome back to Augmenting Your Reality, the podcast where I demystify augmented reality by bringing you real-world examples of how it's improving industries and everyday life. I'm your host, Avraham Raskin, a spatial UX architect with over a decade of experience in the field. Each episode, I'm going to take you on a journey to discover the limitless potential of AR and how this next-gen interface is shaping industries from healthcare to transportation, architecture, and beyond. Whether you're a tech enthusiast or just curious about how AR can benefit you, this podcast is for you. So join me on this journey, and I guarantee you'll never look at the world the same way again. Get ready to shake up your morning routine with the help of augmented reality. In today's episode, we're exploring ways AR can improve your bedroom experience. No, not that. I'm talking about waking up comfortably, starting your day off on the right foot, and maybe having your mirror pick out your outfit. And as a bonus, I might even show you how AR can give you a new perspective on the weather with a virtual snow globe. Don't miss out on this game-changing episode that will leave you wondering how you ever started your day off without AR. Okay, let's head over to the bedroom now. Number 1, Magic Wand. Okay, let's set the stage over here. Remember, we're in the bedroom. These few episodes, we're going around the home. We started off in the living room last episode, and this episode we're in the bedroom. So you've just woken up, you're in your bed. Maybe the room's not very comfortable. Could be it's a little hot, it's a little cold, and you want to bring the room back to a comfortable temperature. Imagine if you could control it without a remote. Imagine if you didn't have to fiddle with a bunch of settings to get it exactly right, how you like it. What if it could be super easy, like almost not having to think about controlling it? AR can make this intuitive. But before we get there, let's talk about dumb versus smart. Today, most of us control our air conditioners with what I would call a dumb remote. It's your basic remote. The features and all the functions are designed for the air conditioner, but it's got a small screen, it's got limited controls. One example would be the scheduling. You can only really tell it the next time to go on and off. There's not much more you can do with it. The next step would be like a smart air conditioning, where you connect it to a smartphone app. Here you would have a larger interface, your phone screen is a little bit bigger, it's a little bit closer, a little easier to use, and it's got a bit more functionality. So for example, you might have better scheduling, like weekly scheduling, and things like scenes and HomeKit. But with augmented reality, it's going to get even easier. It's going to be a lot more contextual. Your interface is not limited to a small iPhone screen. It can wrap around the entire appliance. It can spread into the surrounding walls. It can even fill the 3D space between you and the air conditioner. It's contextual. So the temperature is no longer just shown as some numbers on a tiny little air conditioner screen across the room. It's something that you could visualize in 3D. Let's give an example. What if you could have sensors inside the air conditioner that aren't just looking at the current temperature of the room, but are sensing all the corners of the room, and with augmented reality, lets you visualize the hot and cold parts of the room, giving you a better understanding of how the air is trapped or the airflow, or what's the best place in the room to have a more natural airflow to be more comfortable. We could show the current temperature of the room on the wall or anywhere around the room. Or if we wanted to see what's the temperature outside, we could show the temperature on the window. Scheduling can become a lot easier. It can become spatial. It's not just something small. And you can rely on basic micro gestures to control it. So without getting up or finding your dedicated remote or opening up your smartphone, you could just reach your arm out and, similar to the lights, you could tap in midair, pointing at the air conditioner to turn it on or off. Or you could raise your hand up and down to turn it hotter or colder. Or you could use proximity sensing with the ultra-wideband chips, like the U1 chip in recent Apple devices, where it can get a sense of how close you are to something. So maybe as you reach your hand out, in addition to computer vision, understanding what you're looking at or what you're interested in, what's your intent, what are you trying to control, we could use these proximity sensors, these chips, to help us also explain to the system that, yes, in fact, that air conditioner is what I want to control. And just to end this off in one nice idea, I like this concept, and I'm going to borrow it from the Tesla. If any of you have been in a recent Tesla or seen how it works, you have this on the latest Model 3s and Ys, and I'm not 100% sure, but they might be on the more recent S's and X's. They have a visualization for the air conditioner. With the new models, they actually got rid of all the vents that we usually have in our cars that help us angle the air conditioner at ourselves or around the car. They've replaced it with one long vent. Now, the way to control it is on their touchscreen. They've got a visualization of that airflow, and you can tap the screen and pinch and move that airflow wherever you want. You can concentrate on yourself, or you can move it around the cabin. You have a lot more control over that. What if you could have that with augmented reality? What if you could have that when you look at the air conditioner, you can see the flow of air as it's coming out and easily manipulate it with your hands to spread it around or pinpoint it at specific parts of the room? What about blinds? So imagine you've woken up early and your blinds are still closed. You might be in a smart home and you've set your blinds to open up at a certain time, but you've woken up early and they're still closed. Simply, just instead of a remote, similar to what we had with the air conditioning and lights, you could use gestures. So as you look at the blinds, again, the system knows that you're looking at it and you want to control it through either computer vision or proximity sensors or eye tracking. While we're looking at it and giving the system the intent that we want to control that, we could use an easy gesture to open or close it or raise or lower the blinds. Think about maybe you could reach your hand out, and as you do, a slider appears over the blinds, and you could use that to slide them open or closed. Or maybe you want to tell the blind when it does open, you want to control it and say, this is the point that you should stop. What if you could draw a line in midair, kind of that place where it should stop? And that just lets it know that when it opens, this is where it opens to. Or just really simply, have a button. Have a virtual button that appears right next to the blinds. So again, instead of pulling out your phone or instead of having a dedicated remote, augmented reality can allow us to put that button virtually just right next to the blinds. So when we tap it, contextually, that button is next to the blinds. We don't have to try explain to the system, oh, I mean the blinds on the west side of the room, or I want them to go up or down. The button is right there next to the blinds. We reach towards it, we tap it, blinds open. Or what if we could even see an outline of the sun through the blinds, so we see some sort of visualization drawn onto the blinds that show us the position of the sun behind it, also, again, letting us know the time. It could show us the horizon and where the sun is. I don't know, have you guys seen those apps that show you the stars? And as you move your phone around, you could see the position of stars? That's using augmented reality. What if you could do a similar thing through the blinds? You could see the horizon and the sun, and again, letting you know the time. So what's the idea with snow globes? Imagine if you could have these little snow globes of cities, but a little bit more realistic, sitting on your bedside table. And you could have a couple, you could have 1, 2, however many cities you're looking at and interested in knowing the time, or interested in knowing the weather as well. So it's weather and a world clock. And you've got these mini 3D cities that have things going on there. Maybe, let's go a little bit crazy. You could see planes flying or the traffic moving, things like that, just a little bit more than just the snow globe. But hovering there, you could see, the name of the city, you could see the temperature. But what if it had its own integrated weather system? That if it was raining over there, this little city had self-contained rains. Little clouds appeared floating over the buildings, and then it starts raining. Or snowing. That would be pretty cool. The bigger idea that I want to get into later on the weather is, imagine if you could look outside the window and the world outside your window changed to show you what the weather would look like in a couple hours or a couple days. But let's leave that idea for another time because there's a lot to unpack. Number 2, plants. Okay, so you're out of bed. You're walking around your room. Maybe you're about to walk to your mirror or to your closet and you're about to get dressed. And you're admiring your plants. And you wonder to yourself, you know what? I need to add a couple more. But I want to see what it would look like. What would my room look like if I started adding plants? And what would it look like in a couple months? Because plants don't just stay there, they're going to grow. So what are they going to look like then? The first thing of choosing out plants and putting them in places, that's very similar to the augmented furniture that we had in last episode, where you could add different types of plants, see them in different positions, put them on the floor, maybe on the desk, some by the window. You could see how the vines are growing by the window or draping down your curtains. All that is very similar to the augmented furniture. So we'll leave that there. You guys know what that idea is. But these plants are alive. So what are more things that we could do over here with augmented reality? We could see how big they'll grow. We could set a time lapse and say, show me what these plants would look like, not just positioned over here once I buy another 3, but I want to see what they're going to look like in 6 months. How much of my room are they going to take up? What is that vine going to look like as it's draping down? So we could set a time lapse and see that growth happening right in front of our eyes. And we can choose a certain time frame. Say, what is this going to look like in 3 months? Or what is this going to look like in 2 years? We could also visualize how far the roots are going to go down. Or how thirsty it is. And we could show this in a couple different visuals. We could get really fun with it. Maybe we put on a animated sad face on the leaves to let us know that it's not so happy. Maybe we should water it. Or maybe we put a thirsty face onto it. Like, some eyes with like a little thirsty mouth. Or we could have a water level indicator on the pot. And as we see that line go down, it lets us know, hey, it's time to water your plants. Or you just have a simple timer sitting next to the pot. So instead of you having 20 different timers on your phone, here again it's contextual. That timer could be next to or on the pot, letting you know how much time you have to water it. Or just another idea, what if you have like a plant mister or a watering can appear next to the pot, letting you know, hey, again, it's time to water. So these are all different ideas of how you could use something so simple where you could have a simple sensor that you just chuck in the dirt, monitoring the water levels. We could use augmented reality and visuals to help show us that information. Again, in the same way, we can also see the overall health, like nutrients in the soil, or maybe if there's brown spots in the leaves, we could use augmented reality to give us some information right there that point to the brown spots and say, you know what, this one, these are actual trouble, these are problems. Or it might say, you know what, this is just not enough sunlight, not enough water, and that's all you need to do to get it working. We could use the computer vision to see what's wrong with it and also tell us how we can fix it. Like with the sunlight, we can show, again, different visuals. Like we could have a cute little animated sun hovering over the plants in the room. Maybe when it doesn't have enough sunlight, it hides behind some clouds, letting you know. Or you could have numbers saying something like, this plant has 70% shade. Or a direct action that you need to take, and right next to it just says, hey, this plant needs more sunlight. Very simple text with an arrow pointing at the plant in question. And you could have, 5 or 10 in your room. Number 3, mirror, mirror on the wall. Okay, so let's fast forward past the bathroom. Okay, pretend you've brushed your teeth, you've showered, you've come back into the room, and now it's time to get ready for the day. It's time to pick out an outfit. The first simplest thing that we can do that already exists today is that we can treat the mirror like a giant screen. So, a very similar way that you would do shopping online and swiping between different outfits, you could do all that on the mirror. Okay, that's very easy, very simple. But the next step after that could be having those images, instead of small, you could have those images to be lifelike, kind of full-sized. So when you step behind them, it kind of looks like there's an outfit in front of you, and you may have to pose a little bit and kind of angle your body, but as you swipe between the different outfits, the different dresses, pants, whatever it is, you can manipulate your body behind it to make it look like you're wearing it, kind of, right? And through that way, you can help choose an outfit. But with augmented reality, then that real augmented reality would need a couple more things. So first we'd need something like computer vision to get a scanning and figure out your body. Then we'd need to get your body measurements. We could use something like a Zozo suit. I found this it looks like a pair of pajamas, but once you get scanned, you end up with your precise body measurements, and you could put that onto an avatar and shop with that. But with augmented reality, you could take the computer vision, you could take yourself behind the mirror and match them up together so it would look like you were wearing the actual clothes. Now, it's not like looking at like a stick figure with like paper dresses in front of it where you have to angle your body, but these clothes are form-fitted to you, not just to your measurement, but to your actual body. And you could turn around, you can jump up and down, and all these clothes react to physics. They look exactly like you're wearing them. So imagine if you had full 3D models of all the clothes inside of your closet. When you stand in front of the mirror, this system helps you choose out an outfit from the clothes that are inside of your closets, and they look like you're actually wearing them. You don't have to go through the whole effort of putting them on, chucking them off. I'm sure we've all had that experience once we've, gone through this whole exercise. We've got like a mountain of discarded clothes in our bed that we've like tried on and just decide not to wear. Here, the system could help us try on clothes inside of our closet without actually putting them on. Now, this works exactly the same way with shopping, right? But just instead of using 3D models from clothes that are inside your closet, you're shopping online. But again, you're trying out all these different clothes. You don't physically have to actually put something on, but it looks exactly like you did. And this system can also adapt to you. So maybe if you didn't take its suggestion and you put something else on, it'll just adapt and say, hey, maybe try this. Let's continue trying to alter that look. And it'll give you suggestions based on either your preferences of what it knows that you like, or maybe based on your schedule for the day. So you might need business attire for a meeting, or you might want to go to the gym or the beach, or you have a date later on. And this will help you either find that perfect one outfit that solves all of these scenarios, or it'll tell you maybe these two outfits would work best and we'll work through them. So it helps you get dressed. And the last step with the mirror would be makeup. So very much in the same way of the clothes, when you sit down to do your makeup, you've got all your different options, your different styles, your different colors, based on your preferences or based on your schedule, and it will help you choose a style for the day. And once you choose it, it'll actually break it down step by step, kind of like a YouTube tutorial, but this will be personalized. You'll see this on your face as you go along, and if you make a mistake, it'll let you know at what step, you made the mistake, to go back, try again, and it'll take you all along the process until you finish your makeup. And again, it could tie into shopping. It could suggest pieces and say, based on this look or based on what you're trying to achieve, we could suggest this piece or this piece that maybe you'd want to pick up next time you go shopping. Those are some ideas of having your own magic mirror where you could stand in front of it and it chooses out your outfits, helps you buy clothes online, and helps you apply your makeup for the day. I hope you loved those ideas. Let me know down in the comments which of these ideas that I shared in this episode stood out to you the most. And remember, this is a new podcast, and I need your help to make some noise and reach more people. If you liked what you heard in today's episode, please help me by sharing this with at least one friend. And if you're ready for some more game-changing ideas, in the next episode, we're continuing our morning routine and taking things to the next level by showcasing how augmented reality can enhance our bathroom experience. From smart toilets to the future of healthcare, don't miss out on our journey to discover the limitless potential of AR technology in every room of the home. Thanks for the support, guys, and I'll see you in the future.